morning, my friends. Happy Saturday to you. It is I, Alphinius Goo, here at Gooey Cube headquarters with camera Mandy behind the camera, although she's not really behind the camera that much anymore. Usually she's in front of the camera. Say hello, camera Mandy.
Hi. How's it going?
We barely made it this morning.
Yeah,
the snow is everywhere. And look, camera Mandy, look.
What?
Clint still has
my gosh.
My hair, it's all sticking out at the side.
Wait, you left to go get a haircut the other day.
I did.
What did you do instead?
So I have this barber named Clint.
Okay, Clint. Okay.
I love Clint.
Okay.
He's a really good barber.
Yes.
My beard is never off-center or strange. But we have to talk about the snow,
It is
too.
important to keep your good people.
Yes, yeah, right.
Okay.
But the problem is that everybody else likes Clint, too. So when you go in to go see Clint, you write your name on the board and you sit down. Well, the last 3 times I've been there, I've sat for quite a long time.
You can't make an appointment?
No appointments. Clint is truly an old school barber.
Wow. Okay.
So I feel badly because I might have to do what I didn't want to do, which is go find somebody else besides Clint. It's really depressing.
Poor Clint.
Poor me.
We should make a barber
Miss
in
Goo.
Zyathé who is Alphinius' personal barber.
We have a barber in Zyathé. Though we did the gnomes. Remember the gnomes when we called them Nomi Todd?
Where are those at?
Oh, I better.
Are they in Darkenhaven?
If you remind me, we will show that picture next week.
Are we in Darkenhaven?
Yes.
Well, Darkenhaven hasn't been released yet.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyway, welcome everyone. We hope you're having a great.
Everywhere. Yes.
Yeah, we hope you're having a great Saturday. So
did you take any pictures of the? We have like 10 inches, 12 inches on the ground. Overnight,
I did not.
Right?
I did not. I was running late because we had to drive so slow to get in that they hadn't plowed everything quite yet. So I almost skidded. Or I did skid, but fortunately there was no cars around. It's scary sometimes, y'all. It's scary.
You got to be careful when you're driving in the snow.
Yeah, they don't have salt like they do in others.
No, they use the sand, but and then they spray something down early. But I don't like what they spray down.
We're like talking about weather.
Yeah, forget about that.
This is
we're
like
talking about the weather.
They want to hear about weather in Zyathé.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How is it in Zyathé?
Cool and breezy.
Oh, right now? Well, I mean, I guess it's the whole world. I guess some places it's sunny and some places it's
and really it
snowy.
depends on where whose game it is, because it could be Java-un or could it be Desert-un, right? So it could be any of those months. Anyway, we're very excited to be with you today. We got some cool things to talk about. We're actually going to show camera Mandy has a new screen share feature that she's really excited about. And so what we're going to do is to show Blood for the Con. Yes, in a screen share. So there will be a little bit of a spoiler. So if you're thinking about playing Blood for the Con, you should not watch that small portion of this marvelous little show we do every Saturday. Yes, you should not watch that. But we are excited to show it anyway. And that is not the only thing. We are going to continue our little giveaway that we've been doing.
And we have a new giveaway.
Oh, yes, that's right,
So,
Michael. Yeah, you want to tell about that?
Yeah, our friend Michael contacted me a couple weeks ago. He was actually hoping to do it for Thanksgiving, but I didn't see the message. Sorry. Sometimes I don't check my messages right before the show, so I don't see them if they come through. But we said we'd do a holiday giveaway. And basically, the winner will get to work with Michael to pick out a mini that he will print and paint for you. And Michael's a very talented painter. And it's actually been amazing watching Michael.
Right, because he started, right?
Yeah, he started just like a few years ago and he was in our group, like posting what he was doing, and then watching how he has like progressed has been really quite phenomenal.
Well, this is what I say, that's why people should watch some of these wonderful shows that are out there, especially Creative Goo with Harry, because you really can, there are techniques that you can use that even if you are not really artistically inclined, which I am not, you can paint pretty good miniatures. I mean, you've seen some of the ones I painted, camera Mandy. They're not bad.
Yeah. Well, Belinda was actually on.
Yes, I know, and
we weren't able to. We had something happen on Thursday night. We weren't able to be on it, unfortunately. And I did manage to catch a few minutes of it last night, but I again didn't have time to watch the whole thing yet.
Yes.
But they did a whole hour-long show on painting minis.
Yes.
And like Belinda came at it not from a professional standpoint, and this is sometimes what I really appreciate is like, because as a professional, like when I start talking about video editing or anything like that, my knowledge is so high level at this point that I can't really sometimes help beginners out as well.
Right.
Because you have to put yourself back in that mindset of like, what was it like to open something new and start a new hobby?
Yeah, what were the first questions, right? All that stuff, yes.
Exactly. Oh, you did a video yesterday that was giving GM tips for like new beginners. We posted a TikTok, this really hilarious one of Alphinius blowing out a candle from like across the room. And someone in our TikTok...
I'm not the windbag cameraman, but I can blow.
Well, and so anyway, I found this in my like files from like, that we had recorded this back in like July or something like that. And so anyway, so I posted that on TikTok, and then someone named, I think, Ivan? Yeah, okay.
Ivan?
Anyway, they were like amused by it. And then they put in the comments, I'm a baby GM. Do you have any tips? And then it's like, okay, well, what would be like the first few things that you'd want a new GM to know? And it was...
I don't worry about the rules.
Yeah, keep it fun. Keep it high level. Keep it fun.
Yes, don't get all down into the nitty gritty. Don't worry about, 17 different bonuses and all of these things, right? Just, like the old days. In the old days, Cameraman, in the real old days, the days of the white box, and then what they called advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which was kind of the white box into the next level.
Okay.
Whenever we have a new person join us, we literally would take they'd roll their six characteristics of the character, right? The strength, intelligence, dexterity, all that stuff. They'd come up with a name. They'd come up with alignment. We'd give them whatever their armor was, and basically they'd have 7 things on this little piece of paper, and it was really easy for anybody to play, and it made it much more approachable than sitting around trying to deal with skills and feats and stacking feats and all of these kinds of things that they do. So. And then, of course, yesterday we did the video with Zach from Midwest Game Fest, and we talked about some of this as well because of the evolution of 5th edition. So that was a lot of fun.
Is that what you were doing yesterday?
Yes.
Was it a video interview?
Yes.
Oh.
And with some really amazing
I kept walking by. He was in the studio yesterday, and I kept walking by. I didn't know what I knew you had something. I didn't know what it was. So I took a video, though, a fun video that I'll post
it was fun.
of the meeting. Anyway, but all this go back to Creative Goo, which was Belinda came at it from a beginner's perspective, or someone who's done it, and offered some practical tips for how to get started. So
because really just undercoating and then dry brushing, you don't even have to get to blending. Just undercoating and dry brushing can give a lot of wonderful features to a painted miniature, and that's relatively simple to do. This is pretty cool, cameraman.
What?
I can see him down here. This guy.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm going to put him right here for the rest of the show.
That's fine.
Right there. Is that perfect?
Yes.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, speaking
That's a creative hairy goo right there.
Okay. I actually have news on this. Hold it up. Okay.
This is not
a beholder.
I wasn't going to say that
because
it's not an SRD. But this is not one of those. Yes? Mm-hmm. This is an Oculix.
Yes.
Starring in Darkness in Genzicon.
And this is where I was going with this.
I'll go ahead.
Okay. So... Darkness in Genzicon, if you purchase it off the website, and potentially if you were at Gen Con, I'm not sure on the details there, the digital downloads should now be available in your gooeycube.com. We haven't sent out emails for it because we sent out emails for Blood for the Con, and then we had to send out revised emails for Blood for the Con. And if you send out too many emails, the email people to get you as spam.
And we don't want to spam people anyway, right? That's the worst. Right?
Yeah. So anyway, if you have purchased Darkness in Genzicon and should be getting the digitals, they should be available on your website. We're finalizing some lists right now, especially for the Gen Con folks. There was a little confusion with the team about, we don't need to go into the weeds on that. Anyways, we're just finalizing a list there. So they will certainly be available next week, and we will be sending out an email announcement. But we knew that we could not send out another email, so we didn't get flagged as spam yesterday. So that is why that has not happened yet. But
anyway,
they should be just
whatever camera Mandy's trying to say, we just didn't send another email yesterday. We'll get another one in the next day or two, right? So just keep your eye out for that. And it's again magnificent. I love the adventure. I think it's got a marvelous start and a wonderful story of the origins of the Oculix, which I think is a lot of fun. So.
I love Donnie just left a comment, and then I'm going to read your comment also too. Secret of Shells. Okay. Oh, big news. I was able to get my digital rewards. As it turns out, I'm just very, very inept. Okay. So
what?
Donnie. Okay, listen. This has not been our most seamless.
No, we've been a mess.
This is not just you, Donnie. This is also us. We sent out like the wrong link.
Yeah,
somehow.
and the real problem is the eggnog that is all over the office. I think someone spiked it.
Oh yes, I know. Well, we are working on being better. So, but Donnie, I do appreciate you just owning up to your end of it was just ineptitude. No,
I don't believe that, Donnie.
I'm just kidding. You know what? Donnie messaged me this morning at like 8:30 and was like, I know you're in the thick of it, like trying to get the studio together. I'm like, Donnie, I think it is so gracious that you think that we get here at 8:30 in the morning to get the studio ready. I was doing my makeup.
We do try to have it ready during the week, so we don't have to come in here on Saturday mornings quite as early, right?
But yeah, I think I got here at 9:50 and Alphinius got here at 9:58.
Well, it was rough. The driving was not as bad as the day of the police officer. Yes, that was not.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was so funny. I'm gonna make that a reel and repost that. Okay. In all seriousness. Okay.
Yes, okay.
And that's just the start of the comment I'm reading. Okay. As a baby GM, I wish I had known I didn't need to know every rule or mechanic in order to be a good GM. To be honest, your players will correct you on raw? Anyways.
Rules as written.
Rules as written. Okay, there we go. I know raw is like camera raw. Raw images. Okay, anyway, sorry. So don't stress. It's okay to not know every rule, stat, feat, etc. It's so much more important to know how to lead with grace, be authoritative respectfully, and enforce boundaries that keep everyone safe while having fun. And I think that is just a marvelous comment and absolutely accurate. At the end of the day, it's just about communicating with your players and, maybe it's a little rough at, I think, a convention when you don't have, like, when you're running games at a convention, you have, like, 6 strangers around the table.
You have new people that you don't know, don't know their styles, you don't know sort of their bent, you don't know their penchants.
And you can have someone very advanced at the table and someone who's very beginner at the table. It can be a really tough juggling act. But, like, when it's your table with people that you know and have cultivated relationships with.
Yes.
Yeah, just go have fun.
Well, this is part of next year when we start, the Goo Morning Zyathé thing is going to change quite interestingly, we think. Still be a lot of the things we're doing, but there'll be some other cool things we're going to add, and we're going to have more guests on a consistent basis and some other things, and that goes along with all of the other cool things that we're doing, in particular the Tomb of Guys and Gags, the secret that is coming, so which some of you know about because it's not really that much of a secret. I've kind of been talking about it for a couple months now.
Okay, we have another question from the chat. And feel free to, by the way, just put chat if I missed anything because I wasn't looking at the chat.
Yeah, repost.
Yes. Christina wants to know, I don't know if this Karen Ann Alafis. This is Karen Ann Alafis. Are you Christina? Christina? Okay. Anyway, Christina wants to know where the equator of Zyathé is. Well, so you have a map, by the way, next to you. I don't know if you can grab that over there. I'm going to make him stand up.
No, that's a problem.
Yes.
It's not a problem.
So.
I am old, but I am not that old.
I took a picture of this the other day, so it's just hanging out in the studio.
So indeed, my friends, the equator would go directly down and through the center of this marvelous map of the world of Zyathé. So let me see how to do this right here. I'm going to set it right there. How's that, cameraman? Is that? I mean, none of there's wine in front of it and the computer is in the way. But literally, right down that. I'm trying to do that straight, Christina, but I'm not doing a terrible job. But you get the gist of it, right? And so this is why you have sort of we probably should have drawn one, cameraman. Now that I'm looking at it, we should have put an equatorial thing on there, which would have made it more easy. But literally equidistant between top and bottom is the equatorial area. So, gosh, cameraman, I'm looking at this. I'm waxing nostalgic right now. I need to settle down. Anyway, this was Edvard who made this map, and this is all hand illustrated. And
it sounds like I'm pouring alcohol into a cup, but it's just my coffee.
That's what she says. The eggnog has been flowing freely. Anyway,
I just wanted to make sure that I was also showing off my Genghis Khan 45, because Genghis Khan is coming.
So soon. February. So soon.
Yes, in like 2 months. Now, if you're planning on coming out for Genghis Khan, and Genghis Khan, which, by the way, I saw that they were making more mugs.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to be available. So if you're planning for coming out for Genghis Khan, we have several Gooey events going on that weekend. And it's just
the game show on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not stressed at all about that. Ever.
It's going to be perfect.
That doesn't wreck my life.
It's going to be magnificent.
It is magnificent, but it is so much work. But we got this. It's going to be amazing. But yeah, Genghis Khan, aside from the game show where I will be highly stressed, is a very chill, wonderful time to get together with our friends. We sit and chat like every single night.
And drink far too much. It's a problem.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I got like
we need to have Gooaholics Anonymous.
I don't think drinking at a convention qualifies you for.
It doesn't qualify as Gooaholics Anonymous.
No, that's just.
I need to do that. I just need to get my Genghis Khan mug, and I need to use that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I need this because I like this mug. It's got this little beautiful rainbow on it. It says "Do more of what you love" on the inside when you take a sip from it.
Well,
but
like that's Gooey Cube. That's what happened when you turned your hobby into a profession. And here we are Saturday mornings with a bunch of wonderful people and Genghis Khan coming up.
It was life-changing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I mean, so many friends that I would never have known. People that I just love dearly and around the world.
Yes.
Right? I mean, to go out to Germany and see Ben and Giza and little Ruby and all of their friends. To see Tyrone out there in Holland, to see James, right? It was just such a wonderful time. I'm
sorry, I'm seeing the chat right now and people who are coming out for Genghis, and I'm just very excited.
Yeah, it's gonna listen. If you can make it, it's a wonderful convention. Yeah. It is not a big con, so you don't have to be all stressed out about thinking you're gonna be having that Gen Con kind of thing going on or that PAX kind of thing going on. It's intimate. The games are wonderful. Donnie, I don't know. Andrea, are you 2,500 people or so? Is that about 3,000, something like that? I'm overstating. I don't know.
This is, by the way, when we promote Genghis Khan, it is not any way, shape, or form. We don't have any stake in it or anything. We just love it. It's just genuinely so amazing. I'm sorry. Anyway. So anyway, all that to say, if you are coming out, we are looking for game masters to run Gooey games. I
think Harry's going to come and run the mud mounds again, yes?
Oh, good.
Is that true, Harry? Are you watching today, Harry? I don't even know if Harry's watching today.
I think I saw Harry in the chat, but I haven't been keeping as much of an eye on it. Anyway, what is the airspeed of an unladen swallow in Zyathé? We've gotten that.
Sundestian or Zostranian?
Oh, that was quick.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna put that on our FAQ page.
All right, we're going to do this Blood for the Con thing, or we do social media first?
Oh, let's do social media.
All right.
I only grabbed a few things.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
There were some really cool things that people put up. I do. Again, I tell you, I look at every post. I try to comment as much as possible. And for those of you who've noticed, I've been a little less commentary over the last 3 months. I've been dealing with stuff, with my family. And so it's taken a little bit of a distraction and done some things. But I really love, and you have no idea how many smiles, And Lawrence has been putting up some great stuff lately. I don't know if you've seen that. And I got to give Kevin a hard time because I haven't seen any good posts from him. But Michelle has put up some great things. And of course, Jim always puts up fun stuff. And Michael often puts things up. And, quite a few folks are really, really good about doing stuff. I haven't seen a good one from Jen in a while either. I'm going to have to give her a hard time. So, yeah, that's what you got, Camera Mendy.
Okay, so this, oops, I see this wrong. Okay, so this is an animated, I wonder if I can pull it up.
Because you have the screen share.
Let me see if I can pull this up. Okay, let's not start with this one.
This is how Crumpius?
I will come back to this one because I do want, you got to get the motion in there. Oh, shoot. Okay.
It's the tongue that is really, this was great. Jim, I got to give, I was like, that's fantastic.
I just love everything about this picture. The 70s style of it. It looks like it belongs in that, what is that series of horror movies that takes place in the 70s? I can't remember what it's called. It's huge. It's been for the last 10 years they've been producing The Conjuring. I think it's The Conjuring.
Oh, I don't know of it. Oh
my God, it's so good.
I don't know of it.
Well, if you do you like horror movies?
I do. I don't mind a little. Miss Goo doesn't like them, so I can't watch. She gets scared. She literally gets scared. So
it's a whole universe. They have The Nun. They have this creepy doll one. I'm sorry. I'm speaking of this.
Has anybody seen this thing in the chat, and do they agree with Camera Mendy? Because I want to know the truth.
I love these.
But anyway, this was really magnificent. I was like, this is fantastic, And no, it is not in my basement. Well, possibly. Because if you run Strangely Gooey Holiday, there are a lot of weird things in my basement, to be sure.
I really hope this is real. Like, I hope some creepy person who loves Halloween, like, sorry, not creepy in like a bad way, like creepy in like the best way possible.
Listen, cameraman, you look at that kid and you know that kid's creepy.
It would be even creepier if the kid made the tree. That would be so good.
I want to know how many in the chat think that the kid looks creepy.
Okay. Anyway, I love it.
Hashtag creepy, right?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Speaking of holidays, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was great too. This was Joe, and Joe hasn't put some things up. Has put some things up lately, but not that often. But this was so good. This was so good, Joe.
I think that there are people in the chat who say that it's Annabelle is the creepy doll one.
Oh.
And Shax Liv says it reminds me of The Shining.
Ah,
kind of got that vibe.
Johnny.
Yes. Okay. So.
Yeah. What about this, cameraman?
Okay. Well, I wasn't going to talk about it because, but I can talk about it really quickly. So basically, Alphinius left his wallet in the conference room. And I really regret not pulling out the bigger bills. I'm going to be honest. I only pulled out one, but I knew everybody else would be shy about taking the risk if I was pulling out hundreds and handing it to them. So anyway, but I more wanted to talk about the team because this is a huge chunk of our team here at the agency. And Lindsay on the left there has been doing all of the layouts for Blood for the Con and Darkness and GenzaCon.
Yes.
And Abby has been super helpful with like social media. She's the one that, like right behind me. Mel is the one who's been doing all of our shipping. Mike obviously is one of the owners of Gooey Cube and is just incredible. One of our lights just went out.
Yeah, I was going to say a light just went out.
That was creepy. Actually, I think it just I don't even know what happened, but the lighting has changed.
Yes, all of a sudden.
The Conjuring.
All of a sudden, I'm kind of
It's happening, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, anyway. Allie is doing all of these videos. You haven't even seen them yet, where she like unboxes stuff so we can put those up on the website and see what comes in all of our boxes. And Steven, he's our lead graphic designer, and he's been overseeing so much stuff and working on our Guys and Gags Kickstarter.
Yeah, Steven's a great art director.
Yeah. Yes.
Really, really good.
Yes. And so I just wanted to...
And of course, let's not forget little Muttley down there trying to eat one of my $100
She's a
bills.
rogue. Oh my gosh, she is such a rogue.
No, listen, I want to know for sure, did this dog eat my money, Cameramendi? Or
no, she stole it and gave it to me. No,
so
I'm just kidding.
That would be receiving stolen property, Cameramendi. That's illegal. But,
okay.
But
anyway.
notice, literally, the dog is eating the bill right now.
She's sniffing it. She's like,
I think it looks like it. How many people think it looks like it's partway in her mouth? Because I think it looks.
I have this series of pictures that I promise you.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Anyway.
Yes. Anyway, I don't know what this has to do with gaming whatsoever, but
it doesn't have anything. I was just trying to give our team a shout out and show appreciation.
Well done.
Okay.
They are marvelous.
Okay, so this is from Jim, and I meant to grab the one from Lydia, and I didn't find it. So I know it's on there.
So good.
But they got their giant Darkenhaven maps. It is on the list for next week to put the giant Darkenhaven maps up for sale. They will be $125, including shipping.
Cut to you, Cameramendi.
Okay. Hold on. If I do that, I have to
people can see you while you're talking.
I know. If I do that, I have to go find myself.
I'm looking at it. You know, it's so good. I mean, it's just...
There.
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, basically, what are you doing?
I'm going to blow my nose.
Oh, he's leaving to go blow his nose.
But
okay.
You are talking.
That's why he said cut.
No, because it is good when you are talking.
Okay.
To be able to talk to people and have them see your face.
Oh. Anyway, so yeah, so basically that will be up for sale this week. I know a lot of people have asked about it, and I'm sorry that there's noise happening here. I'm not good at multitasking with talking. I'm
Seriously,
sorry.
go, Cameramendi.
Okay.
You got this.
That was all. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing, which was some great deals that Paul got at his local game store.
Yes.
Wait, I'm assuming Ollie's is the local game store. But I did want to just put out, oops, I did not mean to do that.
Fortunately, I wasn't picking my nose at that exact moment.
There you go.
It would have been terrible. But I'm leaned back right here. See, you see this? Oh, wait, wrong side. I got to remember that. Look right here. Is this not marvelous right there, Cameramendi?
Okay. I just wanted to put something out there. Okay. Here, let me just, I'll cut to us for this. Okay. I will admit that I've ordered some Christmas presents off of Amazon. It's easy and shipping is free. So I do understand. I did want to put out there, though, if you and I know all of our viewers know this and agree with this, but if you take a little second to just go to your local game store, they have great holiday deals. A lot of them do, and they're the ones who really notice when they make a sale there. Yes. Whereas Amazon, it just kind of gets into the thing. So definitely, especially with like gaming stuff, I know that there's sometimes a little bit more of an upmark for gaming stores, but I mean, it's really what keeps the gaming community together. A lot of people find local gaming groups, and that's their lifeline a lot of times. So I just wanted to put it out there, and I know a lot of people in the chat. I'm not trying to preach at anyone or anything like that. I just wanted to kind of put a little nugget.
I don't think anybody's bothered by this, cameraman. I think everybody, even the Amazon shoppers who are like, love Amazon, right, still know that, you know, if they can direct a little money towards their friends and stuff, they do. I know very few people that would disagree with you in this, other than the people who work at Amazon.
Well, I just wanted to put the little, because like the one thing is, like, we all know Wizards of the Coast sells to Amazon at a ridiculously low cost. So gaming stores, they get their product in at the same cost that you would buy it in at Amazon, and then they have to upmarket to make any kind of profit on selling it, which I understand. It's like, for ours, it's like a difference of like $20, which is a lot for a book. A lot. So, and a lot of people don't know probably some of the behind the scenes of that, the way that, you know, Wizards has done business with Amazon that way. Yes. So anyway, I just wanted to put it out there. If you have a chance to go support your local game store.
I also encourage, there's the wonderment of the internet right now, especially in this gaming space that we are in, is there are so many wonderful creators who, the only way you're going to find them is to look on places like Etsy or DriveThruRPG or other places like that. It's the only place that you're going to find them, because they don't have enough money to be able to put out advertising and all of this kind of stuff. And so, if you're browsing around, take a little extra time and look at some of these other alternative things, and just support some of these local creators. I do this, Camera Mendy, with Kickstarters and all this stuff to try to help, the little guy, because the little guy is always at a disadvantage, and I wish it wasn't that way, but it's just the truth of it. So, anyway, not preaching to anybody. Oh, there it is, Camera Mendy. So this is actually good to work.
There we are.
Yeah, this is really just, it's very disturbing.
I love it so much.
Chet Minton, the tongue is very disturbing. Not only is the tongue disturbing, but the damn foot is getting tickled by the tail. Do you see that? Ticky?
Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't even notice that. I love the flarp everywhere.
And the flarp is everywhere, yes. Yes.
So is this what because you talked about going to like kids with like presents and stuff like that. Is this what your costume's going to look like?
I would not be a Krampus.
Wouldn't that be hilarious though?
No, because it would scare little kids.
It would be like the tree.
Yeah, in fact, Colt, we went to the little recital. The little kids from Colt's family were doing the recital, and it was just marvelous, And I mentioned to Colt, I said, maybe I need to start being Santa, every year. And he said, you got to be Santa every year. So we can probably put a little fund together and find some money and buy a bunch of presents, and maybe we can go to some places where kids might not get as many presents as they would normally get every year, Camera Mendy. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes, that would be awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it would be.
So here's what I'm going to do.
We'll see what happens, yes.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Okay, so.
All right, what are we going to do?
Okay, so here's the order of things as it's going to go. You're going to do your reading.
All right.
And I'm going to get the giveaway ready. And we're going to do our giveaway after the reading for the mini, because if you need to leave because you're a player in Blood for the Con and do not want spoilers.
That's absolutely fair.
Yes. So it's going to go reading, giveaway, Blood for the Con, and we're going to literally show the materials for Blood for the Con. So this is going to be a big spoiler.
You're going to get to see Andrea, excuse me. Gosh darn it, I always do it, Andrea. I'm sorry about that, dear. Andrea always says it's like mitochondria. And I'm like, that's excellent for remembering, and I can't seem to remember. And Donnie, you'll get to see Donnie in there, and a few others as well. It'll be a lot of fun. So I'm doing the reading right now.
Good.
Is that what you want?
Yes.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah, that was the order of things.
You are the director. The order of things. Now, if you all remember, my friends, the last time. In fact, perhaps I should just read it, because there was this coming together of these essences in the void space, far, far off in the distant edge of the void space, far from the center of all things, the center of the Eterniverse. And the essences sort of came together, and then another presence came in and began to bring those essences and weave them almost as a tapestry, right? and a song came forth that had not been heard since the time of the creation. And that song began to intensify. And I'll just finish this last section, because now, for those who were here last time, you learned the genesis of it all, right? And here it is. Then, as the ballad reached a crescendo, the essence merged itself into the weave to join with the other strands, forming a magnificent and terrifying tapestry of Zyathousic energy. This was raw and unbridled power, infused with the everflow at an unheard-of measure. And over 1 millennia to the next, as the weave slowly coalesced into that which it was becoming, waves of that power were cast forth into the cosmos with the brilliance of 1,000 suns. Now, my children, were this event to have happened anywhere near the Sulion system, where the Zyathé orbits about its own sun, the immeasurable energy that emanated from the weave would have fully devoured everything therein, and countless other Sul systems besides. But at the far reaches of the void, the miraculous event affected little. And to those living upon the life world, when the light from it finally reached the planet, it appeared only as a large new star, a red star. And thus, my children, Oavao was born. Yes, Cameramandy, that's a big deal.
Yeah, no, I know.
The next chapter is called The Redreaming of a Dream.
I'm sorry, I should have gone like,
if you had,
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, if you had a music hit or something like that, that would have been really cool.
I'm sorry, guys. That is such a big deal. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well done,
Keep going, keep going.
Not
okay.
really that well done, but we will get The Redreaming of a Dream.
I'm not the GM.
It would take some thousands of anims for the 9 to fully coalesce into their final form. But even as they developed, they were unlike anything that ever existed in all things. Yea, my children, though they were fully 1, they were fully 9. And their power was beyond even that of the gods. Indeed, their might would ultimately rival all the gods put together, with a strength that would allow them to fully contest with the corruption lords. They were masterful and cunning and compassionate and vengeful, wise beyond measure, and embodied with the aspects of those who they had been created from. They were indeed a new power to be reckoned with in the creation. And let those that have understanding know that the 9 have come to correct the mistakes the Creator made in the crafting of all things, to change that which must be changed, to bring rebirth and renewal to the great making, and to destroy any who would oppose them. But excuse me, pardon me, Cameramandy, but time was needed for them to become all that they would become to be. Indeed, were they to be discovered before their conception was completed, the gods could possibly overcome them. And lo, they remained in the far reaches of the void, appearing only as a giant crimson sun at the fringe of the Eterniverse, a phenomenon which, though somewhat uncommon, did occur from time to time. As such, the gods did not take note of the new Sul system, thinking it to be only a part of the cycle of creation. It was a mistake they would greatly regret. And the next chapter, Cameramandy, is called The Betrayer Rises. Should I continue or should I stop?
How long is it?
Well, I don't know. This will finish the reading.
Okay,
Let's
go ahead.
finish it.
Okay, go ahead.
Apologies for my sniffles. I always get sniffles when it snows. I don't know why. That's really weird. The Betrayer Rises. Now the god Nocreus, lord of the undead, was unlike all the other gods, for his works adulterated their living creations. Yea, many of the gods despised him for his debasing of the craftings of their hands, for undeath was an abomination to all things. Or so they thought. As such, Nocreus was shunned and often left to his own devices, and at times he would even be punished for overstepping his authority. Thus did his hatred grow for all his brethren and sistren, even the gods of evil. But the gods eschewing of the Lord of Undeath also left Nocreus alone for long periods, and in those times Along with managing all he was responsible for, he would also spend many hours in the resplendent hall of lore in the high plain of Ava-O, where I'm going to do this well, Cameramendi. In the resplendent hall of the high plain of Avo, where Avo-Va had dwelt before his death. And it came to pass during one of the visits that a tome appeared in the hall that had not been there before. It had a cover of black trimmed with red gold, and great power emanated from its pages. Though Nocreus did not understand why, he knew that the book was intended for him. Thus did he open the volume to seek what was written therein. But when he opened it, there was much confusion in the god's mind, for all the pages were blank save for one, and on that page were written but 8 words. When the time comes, seek the red star. Thus, unlike all the other gods, when the red star appeared, Nocreus traveled to the edge of the void in secret, there seeking to discern the meaning of what he had read so long ago. And it came to pass that Nocreus came into the presence of Oavao. This was a being with magnificence that awed and humbled the Lord of Undeath, power unfelt since so long in the past when Nocreus would come into the presence of the Maker. But this was not the Maker, and yet it was. And Nocreus treated with Oavao, and they spoke of many things. As they discoursed, the Lord of the Undead came to realize that the creation had been imperfect from the beginning, that a new plan must arise to thwart the corruption lords and the arrogant gods that Avo-Va had emplaced. I don't know why I'm struggling so much, Cameramendi, but I am. The arrogant gods that Avo-Va had emplaced. Indeed, all things to be perfected must be remade. And the god came to realize that Oavao was right in their deliberations as to what was required. Thus, at the end of their discussions, did Nocreus give himself fully to the service of the 9. The traitor god had arisen.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nicely done, Cameramendi.
Okay, so we have some questions from the chat.
Yes.
Okay, and also it's hashtag mini, M-I-N-I.
Mini.
Mini.
Not
yes.
many. Mini.
Mini.
But if you type hashtag many, she'll probably count it.
No, this is a Moobot thing, so it has to be correct.
You better do it right then.
Yes,
Oh, this is Moobot.
I know, I haven't used Moobot in like
it's been a long
6
time
months because
since
of
we
these
used
progressive
Moobot.
ones.
Yes.
Okay, anyway, hashtag mini.
Hashtag mini. Like
so,
Minnie Mouse.
there was some questions.
But wasn't she M-I-N-N-I-E?
M-I-N-N-I-E is Minnie Mouse.
Yes, M-I-N-I is your hashtag.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Good luck, my friends.
Okay. So there was some questions. So first there was the question of where is this lore written? And that this would be from the Mornwood campaign. So
it is indeed in the beginning of the Mornwood campaign.
So if you look in your digital downloads, if you back the Kickstarter, this book and then Blood for the Con should be there. And we're working getting them printed right now and getting them hopefully shipped out here in the next.
Wait.
I know, I'm very excited to see all of this.
Next couple weeks.
Yes. Okay. Anyway.
In fact, likely you'll get them in time for Christmas. Right?
I would be very careful with that. That is an asterisk.
What is today? What is today?
We will attempt.
What is today?
Today is
the 10th, the 9th.
But we still need to get printed Truth Lies Cold and
yeah,
Shades
that's
of Lost.
true. Oh, that's right. We got.
So we still have too many adventures that we're finishing off. So
guess what I'm proofing.
Truth Lies Cold.
Truth Lies Cold.
Yes, Truth Lies Cold.
Yes.
So that one is very close to being done.
Very nice.
Yes. So that I would not expect it by Christmas.
All right, she's right. My mistake. I forgot about those 2 things.
Oh, okay. So you have me. Okay.
Thank God for you, Kevin.
Okay. Anyway, then where was the lore for like the Red Star written?
That is in the Encyclopedia Zyathé, Volume 1, The Weirded World.
When did that star first appear in Zyathé?
Well, it appeared, as everyone who has played the Red Star Rising campaign knows, during Darktide in Dezaun in the year 1212 SC. But remember, light, even in the Eterniverse, which is very different from our world, light takes a long time to travel across billions upon billions upon billions of miles. And so, if you think about that, the forming of Oavao took many millennia itself, and then it took a long time for said light to actually reach the eyes of the people living on the planet of Zyathé. And that is part of the tale that took a long, long time to tell, Cameron Mendy. Because I have been asked so many times, what is the red star? Tell me, what is the red star? I need to understand, why is it there?
This is basically what Genghis Khan is for us. It's just people asking you, what is the red star?
Well, no, and what's fun for me, right, is because
and then he talks about how the world was created with dice.
Yes, for all of you who do not know,
oh my goodness.
We have alembic fractals, which are little pyramidical spicks of matter. Pyramids.
Seems like a
they come together in 20 sections, which are called dodecahedrons, whatever 20-sided, dodecahedron, I think. Those are basically the forming the blocks of matter in the Eterniverse. In fact, what's wonderful
is my goodness, listen, I didn't actually mean to get you off on this.
No, but this is great, because right here, see, I have one, right? And I'll cheat, and I'll use the 12-sider. So see, what they do is, they come together like this. And based on what they are made of is what begins to make the matter. That's cool, Cameron Mendy. We actually have, like, physics in the world of Zyathé.
Yeah, I'm going to call it nerd stuff.
It's totally nerdy. It's comprehensive nerdness.
This is above my pay grade.
Above your nerd grade.
Okay, yes, exactly. I'm more of a geek than I am a nerd. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, Belinda had asked, I think it was, will the Skundrews, here it is, are the Skundrews going to be a weapon of the traitor god?
Well, he might try, but they are truly not undead, right? So they are sort of a different thing.
Well, they have their own, like, personalities, their own, like, free will.
Yes, and they are not undead, right? Because they are stolen souls, not truly reanimated and debased as Norcreus would do to them, right? So he could try. In fact, he probably will try, because he is trying all manner of things. And certainly the Skundrews, there is some animosity towards their maker. Right, because many of them would rather have gone on to their final rest and not be put into this new body, right? So, especially one that's not quite so good looking, cameraman.
Goodness. Okay.
Yeah, if you're Skundrews, you got to roll low on the charisma scale. Yeah.
Okay. Randy asks something.
Hello, Randy.
The red star has been brewing since Avava died. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Since the Gods' War.
Straxlib says, I can never say billions and billions without doing a Carl Sagan voice.
I know, is that the best? Gosh, I haven't done Carl Sagan in a long time. Billions and billions. I just can't do them like I used to. I have to practice. I'll see what I can do.
I thought I'd put you on the spot and see what you come up with.
But I can do, I've done The Godfather recently, so I'm pretty good at that.
You are the Godfather.
Cameron Mendy, I want to tell you, tomorrow I shall make you an offer you can't refuse. I'm going to give you a continent in Zyathé to call your own. We will call it Mendyville. All right, let's continue.
Wait, we have this on camera, yes? Sure.
Mendyville.
Yes. Okay, no. Okay, a whole continent, you said?
Yeah, it was a lie.
Like a small one?
Complete lie.
Or a big one?
Unadulterated lie.
Okay.
You can have a little island off the coast. In fact, you could be right near the Isle of Unduulu.
Yeah, people are saying you were the Goo father.
The Goo father. That has been around for a long time. Yes. All right.
Okay,
so did everybody get in their hashtags?
Yes.
Want to make sure we
I'm
got that
drawing
done?
right now. So
here's the drawing for the mini.
Last second to put in hashtag
Michael's
mini.
Magnificent Mini. Ooh, the MMM right there, the alliteration. Michael's Magnificent Mini.
Ooh, that's good. Yes, Michael's Magnificent Mini.
Yes.
Say it. Okay, here we go. I'm drawing.
Drawing, Moobot, Spinnies.
Ah, it's David Stormer.
David Stormer.
Yes,
congratulations, my friend.
Congratulations. That is awesome. So, well, that was done. So now we're moving on to spoilers.
Yes.
Big spoilers.
Before we do that, one more thing I just want to say.
Oh, maybe we should also do hashtag Mournwood.
Oh, yeah, we should give everybody that
So
chance
that way,
too.
if you leave, you still are entered to win the signed Mournwood campaign that we are giving away. And I decided we're going to do it for a Christmas show. We'll do the giveaway.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What is that, the 23rd?
I don't know. The 22nd, I think. I think it's Saturday Or
You're
maybe
right,
it is
because
the 23rd.
Christmas is Monday.
23rd?
Christmas is Monday.
I don't know. Whatever that Saturday is.
And if you
right
don't
before.
celebrate Christmas, you can call it a Hanukkah giveaway, or you can call it a Kwanzaa giveaway. And for those of you who
Well, I
love
said the
Christmas,
holiday.
it could
Oh,
be
I
a
guess that's true.
Christmas.
Yes.
It could be a Christmas
Christmas.
giveaway, right?
Yes.
So,
No.
but
Sorry.
yes, no, it's exciting.
Let's be inclusive. I totally
Yeah,
agree
of
with
course.
that. My apologies.
Honestly, most of the people that I know who celebrate other things are pretty tolerant of people saying Christmas for the same reason, right? I don't have a problem when somebody says, "Hey, I do Hanukkah." I'm like, "Cool, man, that's awesome," right?
So-
You know, Christmas is kind of cool to me.
I love the idea of
But Ms.
Christmas.
Goo would not do Christmas.
I also love Winter's Dance.
Oh man.
And there was a period
Winter's
where we were
Dance.
actually Casey put together the whole gaming thing.
I know.
Maybe one day we'll go back to that once
We
have
should.
once I have time to actually I've owed an email to someone for 3 weeks now and I haven't had time to write it.
Yeah, it's been a
We're getting
while.
there. We're getting there.
All right, ready?
Okay. What was
So
the thing that
Cameron-
you were going to say? Yeah, go ahead.
So we are very soon, my friends, even though we have not begun any kind of activity of crowdfunding or anything like that, we are very soon going to begin the submission round for Guys and Gags. And there's going to be some meetups about this. We're going to do some Discord meetups, and we're going to talk about it because there's some very, very significant sensibilities that I want to make sure that our submitters bring to this. This one needs a lot of thought and consideration, and because it is, as I've said, one of the most special things I'll probably ever do in my gaming career, and one of the most special things that Gooey Cube will ever do in their gaming life, and probably one of the most coolest things that has ever taken submissions from their community. So it's really something that I'm as excited about as anything we've ever done, and I really want the community to be a part of it. So just keep that on your radar, if you will, and we'd love to have you at a meetup. It's going to be like the old days. We're going to do them on Discord, and we're going to talk about submissions for the Guys and Gags environments. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, cameraman day.
Okay.
You've been because you've seen all the stuff, and we showed a little bit. We showed the page, right?
Yeah, we've done we've done 3 weeks of Guys and Gags.
3 weeks ago we showed about it.
All right, now it's time for a big spoiler alert. So if you're planning on playing Blood for the Con, step away now.
Step away.
Step away.
Step away.
Okay, here we go.
So are you showing the adventure book, I presume? Yes, cameraman?
Yes. Well, I can show all of our, by the way, this is our Google Drive. And just so you know, there might be some comments in here because we are doing another round of edits to make sure that we get everything before it goes to print. So just know that on some of these, there might be
So just stay there for a second so that everybody understands. So this is how we sort of organize every one of our digitals when we're making digitals. They go into the Google Drive. So you can see there's a significant map there. We'll show a little bit of the map in a little bit. You can see the map. You can see the GUI rewards cards that are there, the adventure book, the J Masters reference book. You can see the handout cover over there, the character portraits cover, of course, the special items cards, and then these magnificent cover maps that are just incredible portions of the Mornwood Fringe, the Eston Shore area. So we're going to show all of this so you can take a peek.
Oh, I didn't mean to. Mike messaged me, so I was going to make sure. And then I forgot that I was screen sharing, so I went back to my Facebook. It's a whole thing.
Oh, and now it's doing the loop.
Now I'm on the loop. I'm so sorry, guys. Mike, I don't know what you messaged me. I'm sorry. Oh, wait, there we go. Oh, Mike says I was able to tune in. Oh, I already forgot the namer's name, though. It was David Stormer is the name. So, sorry. Sorry for messing up the flow there. I forgot I was on screen share, and I wanted to make sure that Michael's giveaway went.
It's a low-budget production, cameraman. You've said it many times.
It is true. Sorry.
So okay, let's look at the adventure book.
Okay, let's open that thing up. My apologies, all. Okay, so
the adventure book has this wonderful druidic circle, the necrosic druids, and this was done by Kishore. It's a magnificent piece of art, and Kishore has this wonderful way with color. One of the reasons I love his work, and really brought a dance to the cover of this. So go ahead, cameraman. Let's just go through it a little bit. It's got all the credits, and then the table of contents is there, and there's a dedication, and this is you can take a moment with that just for a second because this is dedicated to our dear friends Donnie and Andrea, and we love Genghis Khan, and this was wonderful for them to allow us to do this and for them to be a part of it. And again, one of the things I'm very proud of that we have made here at Gooey Cube. So, all right, let's continue. So we do an introduction and welcome like we always do. So we tell everybody about what's going on and areas and all of that kind of stuff. Keep going, cameraman. So we don't need to bore people. And then we have our notes for the game master. You can keep going, cameraman. And then I had to put this guy in there.
Why doesn't he have his stave?
Because there are no wizard snails.
This is escargot.
Escargot is amazing. Okay, I love it. It's fantastic. Made me laugh. All of that stuff. But we don't have wizard snails.
We probably should have put the inscription. This is escargot.
I'm not putting the inscription. This is escargot.
Okay, well, fine.
All right. So listen, I want to tell you this. So this is the book. No, go ahead. We can go to the next one. The book is in 2 chapters. So 2 chapters is Peculiar Bruises, the first chapter, and it is a lot of what we did at the convention as part of the convention story, but it's expanded, okay? And so there's more play to happen here. It's not so refined and condensed. It's meant to be used with the Morningwood campaign materials so that you can sandbox it a little bit. And so this chapter really brings your party to this magnificent place that we call the Shallow Grave Distillery. And it's really not just a distillery, it's also an inn and a tavern, and it's got a wonderful tale that goes around it. But first, before they go there, you can see it says the Lute and Flute. So this takes place at a place in Darkenhaven where they're going to actually meet the Arnolds. And so this is the beginning, and there's some adventure hooks and how to get people involved.
I like this. Nice place. I wonder if the drinks are any good. I like the way that you format this.
Oh, yeah. We have fun. We have a lot of fun with it. So anyway, you meet with the Arnolds. Keep going, cameraman.
I like that you put in adventure hooks here.
Yeah, it helps, right? It gives ideas. Now, honestly, most of the time, I make up my own adventure hooks in any case, because I know it's my characters' backstories and all that kind of stuff. But this gives people good ideas, right? Oh. And there's our marvelous, Lady Andrea Arnold and Commander Donald Arnold. And this sort of synopsizes the conversation, but really is designed to guide role play. It's not designed to be read. So it really is a great little conversation.
But I will say that we have gotten feedback from people that have to run things on the fly, that if they do have to read it, it makes it very easy sometimes.
Yeah, that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
The goal is to be able to give them something to read or give them something to paraphrase, right? So because that makes it a lot easier, right? I don't really care for like one, some folks are fine with it, but I don't, and again, no shade. I don't ever throw shade, but I don't really care for sort of one-line room descriptions that don't really give the flavor of it, because I like the immersion, right? Which is why some people have said to me, gosh, your room descriptions are longer, right? And I've even had some people complain, and that's okay too, because some people like shorter descriptions. But I prefer to bring that flavor of what's going on in that room, and the dripping water and the smells and all of that kind of stuff.
Well, it's there if you need it, but you also don't have to use it if you don't want it.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, keep going.
Wow, this is a long conversation.
Oh, it's a very important conversation.
Yeah.
There's a lot that happens.
Okay.
Yes. This is setting the stage for a future.
I would say that if you do run it, because I know I will throw my dad under the bus a little bit, who runs some of the Red Star Rising stuff. I love him to pieces. Sometimes he gets a little too caught up in the script, and so he pauses for 10 seconds to find the right thing to say back. So it's good to prepare in that way,
Yeah, well, and again, we try, as best as we can to make the read interesting, right?
Yes.
So it makes it easier to prep for when you're trying to, tell this kind of a story, right?
Yes.
So then they go to the Morningwood Fringe and they go to the Shallow Grave. You can keep going, cameraman.
They're hashtagging escargot right now.
So they go to the Shallow Grave, and when they come to the Shallow Grave, there's a bunch of people that they're going to see. And interesting folks. Keep going, Cameron. Let's boogie. Let's not take too long.
Okay.
And they'll meet Harkin, the barkeep, and then they'll begin to investigate Estenshore. And that's kind of what happens in the first chapter, a number of different investigations. And then ultimately they're.
And this is the sandbox, right?
Oh yes, this is very sandboxy.
Because
you get to run all over the place, and we place the clues. By the way, that's how this works. You're literally placing the clues where you want to place them. We don't pre-place them and tell you that they're there. So that way the players can run around and you place the clues where they go in the order you kind of like them to be, because that's what fits with ultimately having them solve the mystery. So you don't want to give them the best clue last. You want to kind of give them a progression of clues. At least that's what we did with the tale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got all the key locations, talks about Fifendoo and Fifendoo's sundries, and marvelous character, Fergus Fifendoo. Keep going. And then you've got some very interesting things that you can.
What is your table?
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be doing that. I did that.
Oh, no. I was asking what is this table?
So this is a bunch of interesting things that you might be able to purchase or abscond with if you're a rogue, like your dog, at Pfeifendoo's. Yes, it's very fun. So, there's some very cool things in there. You can see them. You're looking at them there, right?
That's awesome.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And then they got to go around, and these are some of the things that are set encounters depending on where they go. Yeah, the spider bell. Yes.
Well, just all of it, like all the different, getting to go to the different locations.
And we will show the handouts in a minute because I want to show those. So then it takes you through all of this, and of course, all of our encounters correspond to the GM reference book and all of that stuff. And then the last part speaks to the shallow grave because some things, depending on what happens, certain other things can happen involving a nefarious group that is there. And I'm trying not to go too deep, Camera Mandy, because I want people to enjoy the read too. So
you can say a pretty high level.
Yeah, no, it's good. All right, let us continue.
Okay.
And then
can you talk a bit about the necrobloom? So
oh yes, so they really come in chapter 2, but you're going to meet your players are going to meet an interesting character named Arv Starenshot. And Arv is an unseelie Feyari who is also a member of the Verge of Sin. And Arv is going to kind of help them find the necroblooms. Now, the necroblooms serve Oavaho, and there is a whole mess of lore around them in the Mornwood Campaign Guide. And the necroblooms have a number of bases in the Mornwood, but their furthest west base is overseen by this individual who will run up against here. The characters will run up against here is at the end of this first chapter, but it's really not that person. It is actually a simulacrum, and so they get cursed, and some other bad things happen, and then they end up being in a situation where they're like, what are we going to do? We're cursed, and all of this stuff is happening, and then this guy Arv shows up and says, I know some things, and I can help you, and so that's how we give them a little bit of some breadcrumbs to follow. Yes.
Okay, I have a good question.
Yes, please.
Can other folks buy this product? I didn't see it in the store. We will be getting it up in the store
as soon as we fulfill.
Yeah, it could be available for pre-order, but it's yeah. So basically,
we just almost finished with it, right?
But but like you could get the digital downloads immediately.
You could.
If you purchase it, and then the actual physicals would be for pre-order. But obviously, it's Kickstarter people who backed, they get theirs first.
Yeah, and the wonderful thing about this is it was designed to work with the Blood for the Con. Excuse me, the Blood for Con adventure was designed to work with the Mordwood campaign to really give you this very marvelous sandbox. I mean, and so it's got and this is the way I like to run adventures. By the way. I do pre-program things. I do have dungeons that are ready to go, and I know what they're going to happen there and all of that kind of stuff. And then I give a lot of latitude to players to be able to kind of choose paths, and I throw down breadcrumbs. Obviously, I throw down breadcrumbs. And part of my strategy always when I'm game mastering is not to always place everything where it is ahead of time, because many things don't have to be placed ahead of time. I place them when they're appropriate, perhaps right in front of the player's noses, when they need to find something that kind of runs along with the tale. And so, sort of, I run a very hybrid-y thing between sort of the railroady kind of style of kind of pushing them along, and then the total sandboxy style of throw up your hands and say, do whatever you want, right? So I kind of run more the middle. I think that makes for a better game. So now chapter 2 is the blood crystal. And then this is what they've been seeking. This is what Commander Donald and Lady Andrea have asked the players to find out about and retrieve, okay? And this is an Aethernic artifact. And this artifact is very, very powerful and also tainted because of the high magics that were used within it. And so they find out from Arv that this thing is there, all right? And they have to go retrieve it. But the problem is the nefarious characters that they'll meet in the inn, and I love this, okay? Because when they come to the inn earlier on, all right, or you don't have to go back, cameraman, it's okay. When they go to the inn, the Shallow Grave Distillery early on, there are a number of groups of people there. Well, actually, most of those groups assembled together are a band of not very fine individuals who have been assigned to find the blood crystal, not by the Arnolds, but by the Khan. And so they are posing as these other people, and so there's a lot that can go on with you as a game master as to how you want to play them.
But very interesting.
I know.
So like, yeah. Oh my. So you think maybe they could be allies, but in fact,
well, yes, one could join the party, right? I mean, there's a lot that's going on, and there's actually. So this gives you again.
Oh my God, ultimate betrayal from.
Yes, this gives you this. What it gives you, right, is it gives you these multiple factions, because now you have this group that's working for the Khan, and they're trying to get the blood crystal. And you have the necroblooms that are trying to figure out how to make the blood crystal work for them. And then you have the party, right? So you have this sort of triumvirate thing going on. And I love this, by the way, because as we'll show the map in a second. But as you go through this, you're going to meet.
Yeah, we're just going to go a little long, I think, today.
Oh, yeah, go a few minutes long.
Yeah.
You're going to meet this wonderful NPC who we named her Sweet Al.
I love Sweet Al.
Aleandris. And so Sweet Al, we didn't even stat her. So she is going to be a character that could very well join the party, or even could be, if you have a new player joining, it would be a perfect character if someone liked her to have that person play that character. And Sweet Al can give some help to the party, and you can stat her pretty much as you want to stat her. I think she looks like a hippie. I'd make her a druid. We did a little fun thing in the Facebook about this.
I said that she looks like a druid, but she should be a barbarian.
Yeah, that'd be great if she was a barbarian. And she has a gold tooth. Have you noticed that, Cameron?
Yeah, because she's vicious.
Yeah, she bites your face. Anyway, so you find out about
given her a whole grill.
Yeah, and you find out about the Vomideth here and the importance of that thing and these and all of these. And anyway, it comes to a head, and you fight Eindros the Defiler and the minions, and hopefully retrieve the blood crystal.
I want to read about how you can possibly remove the blood crystal if you get to it?
There is a method.
Where is it at?
It's very dangerous.
Okay.
There's much in the Game Master reference about it. And then, of course, this nefarious group at the ending of the tale, this is sort of the post-climax, right? Because they've already got the blood crystal, and now they are probably going to run up against these people. Now, they might not have run up against them here, because I don't know how it'll play out. I could see it happening at the shallow grave earlier on, where there's a conflict, but there's really no reason for those people to conflict with the party until after they've retrieved the blood crystal. So they already did. Well,
especially if removing it is incredibly dangerous.
Yes,
and they would let the party remove it, and then they would swoop in
when they're weakened. Yeah, that's what I think. So let's look at the handouts real quick, because they are quite pretty.
Okay, hold on.
Now these are, because you're using the digitals, some of them are going to be the wrong way, right? So there they are. That is the nefarious group that is up against our friends.
I think that should be the cover of our special edition.
Yeah, I think so too. The problem is it's a little bit of a spoiler, but you know what the heck. This is a player handout map. This is Eston Shore that they'll get from the Arnolds when they meet with them. Is that not pretty, cameraman?
Yeah.
And
I like the folds.
Yeah, and Steven did that. He wanted to give it the feeling that it had been kind of folded up, and so. It really added to the flavor of it. And of course, you zoom in on that thing, right? And it just, you could zoom in. Just hit that little zoomer.
I'm on a Windows machine.
Just down at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. Yes. Oh, you know what? It's the digital. Yeah.
It's on the. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
It just took a second.
Yeah, so you can see it's still very detailed and beautiful. So, all right, let's go to the next one. And then this is one of the clues that they will find. And then keep going. I don't want to go too deep into it. This is another thing that they will find.
I like the player maps.
Yeah, very nice. Yes, good. Very, very good. Yes.
This was part of the Kickstarter, was the player maps.
It was the player maps, absolutely. Yes, and we have another set we have a few more we're actually going to produce.
Oh, good. Okay.
We're going to add a few more to the deal. So
these jerks.
Yeah.
Swooping in and stealing my blood crystal after I worked so hard.
Now you're going to have to game master it, Camera Mandy, because you know all the spoilers. You should.
No, I know all the spoilers for everything.
You should run this.
Fine, I'll run it.
Or maybe I could.
You would run it for my table.
Yes, and you could be Sweet Al.
Okay, I'd be down for that.
You'd play Sweet Al.
But Sweet Al would be a barbarian.
It's okay. Whatever you want. No problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah.
All right, keep going. Yes. So this is, of course, Pfeifendoo's, and this is Edvard's work, this image, the Pfeifendoo's sundries and supplies, and this is also his work with a couple of the caves that are in the area. there are the necroblooms. There's some tremendous lore around them.
This is a cool monster,
Yeah,
right?
This is the wilted snag.
Yeah.
Can't you turn this thing so we could look at it?
No, because like I don't even know how.
Let's not do it.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
just turn your head. Cock your head the other way.
There's the skull rooks, which I really love. Great.
The combat with this was really with these were because a bunch of us got to play it at Genghis and Gen Con.
Right, because it was in
Peculiar Brews,
right?
And the spiders were creepy.
Yes, the spider dell. And there's Zogzendine, right? And then of course the next one is the actual encounter at Zogzendine with the simulacrum and the minions, right?
The only thing about this was we were running out of time, so they were kind of low level.
That's okay.
I got to make it like an epic. Yeah, no, you have to adjust on the fly.
Well, honestly, for me, even the first chapter is probably 8 to 12 hours of gameplay because there's so much to discover in the area, and I love building the mystery, and things are happening at the shallow grave. It's just there's strange eyes in the window, shadowy figures out in the dark. All that stuff just brings so much more to a tale. And that's also going to be part of what we're going to talk about as we move into 2024. Is really about mastering a game and really making it so enthralling for your players that they just want to play again and again, right? And of course, there's some creatures in here that they're going to have to fight.
I love this guy.
Yeah, isn't that great?
I kind of want to give him a hug. I feel like the problem is, which I know he's part of the Necrobloom issue. Yeah.
No, this is yes, of course, part of the corruption. Not really corrupted, because this is more the remaking, which is not truly a corrupted thing, right?
let me ask you, as a game master, if I just tried to befriend this dude and just say, look, you've had it rough, I can tell.
You want a beer, bro?
If I rolled an incredibly high charisma or persuasion roll and just gave him a big hug, would he then bite my head off, or what would you do?
Let's see what the chat says to that.
Okay.
Hashtag bite or hashtag hug.
Okay.
I just want to know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, go ahead and put those up there.
And this is going off of a decently high skill check.
Yeah, hashtag bite or hashtag hug. Okay, I'll tell you what I would do later.
Okay, hold on. They're coming in. They're coming in right now. The GMs are. This is good. We should do more of these scenarios. That's a great idea. Okay. Okay, hold on.
My friends, you make my Saturdays.
Hug, bite, hug.
I'm for the biters.
Hug, bite. Hug and not let go and then bite.
There you go. The hug and bite.
Hug first, then bite. Paul says mate.
Whoa. That's PG-13.
Yeah. That depends on the table, okay?
Yeah, that's right. That's definitely. Well, some tables don't like the bite. All they do is only be the hug. And some tables don't like the hug.
I think it really just depends on the game master. If someone did. But I don't know. This person just looks this monster. I don't know. Looks misunderstood.
This was done by TJ.
Okay.
Really, really nice work. And then this is another of Kishore's work, because this is one of the methods that the Necroblooms use to actually torture their victims. They have them partially absorbed into a tree and then do bad things to them.
Jeez.
And then of course
that's terrible.
Yes, that's really bad. And then they're a really wonderful baddie.
Okay.
The Necroblooms are wonderful baddies.
So these are just scenes.
And this is the scenes from when they're traveling about in the depths of the Necrobloom's lair.
This looks like Weird Al, but not. But
well,
is this kind of the troop that she was running with?
There are methods that the Necroblooms.
Did I say Weird Al or Sweet Al?
Yes, Weird Al. Weird Al. Yes.
Sweet Al.
Just eat it.
Yeah.
Just eat it.
That's funny.
So they have other creatures.
Dude, there are so many handouts in this thing. This thing's gonna be thick.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. So it's magnificent, right? And there's kind of maybe Sweet Owls. There's the Vomita.
Oh my God, this would
very important.
Is there a gelatinous cube above this?
This is called the Vomiteth, and it is a goo. But it's an interesting goo.
Okay.
As you know, we always have goos in our things. Yes,
well, I mean, it's kind of our
yes,
kind of our deal.
This is a very interesting room. There's a trap there and things
there's
that have
blood
to be.
Crystal,
yes,
which
and there's
we
the
then.
blood crystal.
Okay. Very
and
nice.
Then there's a couple of other rooms and a little bit of a nod to the future.
Okay.
And then the final battle with
oh my gosh,
Andros and the
Spoilers.
Minions. Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
And then of course, if there's a
they look like heroes here. I would not get that they were bad guys.
Magnificent.
Yeah, this got to be our. I mean, people agree this got to be the cover of the special edition.
Yeah,
this is so good.
So good.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway.
And then the last one was a bonus that we gave to everyone, which was a artwork of the Fornastus Keep, which is there at the edge of Estenshore near the river, which was of course destroyed after it was built, following in the years following the Woe of Ruin. So it's wonderful. And then let's just look at a couple of these, because Smashcase works so hard to give us these great maps.
Why are these maps in here and there's other two that are separate?
Because the other two are big.
Oh, okay.
And so because of their size.
Oh, I
so
see.
you can scroll through them. Go ahead. It's okay. Let people look at them. This is Java's Well. And yeah, I mean, Cameron Mandy, we spare no expense nor effort, do we? Man, these are pretty.
Yeah, these are a lot of handouts.
Yeah, well, in this, of course, the shallow grave, because a lot of things could happen there. We mapped the entire shallow grave. Now, I want to tell you,
Do we have the players' maps here?
We don't. These are the players' maps because we don't really know what's going to happen in the shallow grave, and there aren't a whole lot of hidden things, right? And so they can just use these. And we did a synopsis rather than try to fill out every room, because there's so when you're dealing with a location like this with so much dynamic things going on, there's so many NPCs that you could add to it and all of that stuff. It really trying to key it up is not very effective. And so I think you'll like the way we did it. I think it works pretty good. So if you look at the top left one, the top left one right there, yes. So this is on 1117 size, and this is the Necrobloom's lair. Yes.
I like all the colors.
Yes. Really good. Yes, yes, yes.
This looks like a part of the female anatomy.
I'm disturbed.
I'm just saying.
And you are the one who talked about the PG-13 thing.
Hey, I'm just saying. Okay, anyway. I'm just saying. Sorry.
All right, go away from this.
I'm getting slap happy because we're going late. And
go away from this. Let's look at the portraits.
Okay.
Let's just look at the portraits. Then we'll look at the map, and then we'll be done.
People agree with me, I think, in the chat. So, okay.
So in the Kickstarter, we promised we would do extra portraits as well, right? So added handouts, added portraits, and we did. We really have filled this out. Andrea, you are beautiful, my dear. And Commander Donald, you are a handsome, dapper fellow. Yes, you are indeed.
Cosplay again.
I know, it was wonderful. Was that not? Well, at the game show, right?
Yeah.
At the game show. You have to do it again, my loves. You have to do it again. Look at that guy.
And yes, we will have this for sale.
Those kids are so cute.
We will have this for sale at Genghis, physicals.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we should make a deal with Donnie that we, and talk to Andrea. And maybe if people wanted to do it, we could have them sign portraits and give the money to Extra Life. Right?
I like this. Yeah.
We could do something like that. Or maybe we do a couple giveaways as part of the game show, too. I don't know, something like that. That'd be fun.
I love it.
The people at Genghis, I think, would love that. There's Harkin, the barkeep. Yes. And then Harkin's daughters. There's one of them. And you can just keep on scrolling, Kemmermendi. She is named Bailey. And there is his other daughter. And her name is Mari. And there is little Divi, the stable boy. And there's one of the bouncers. Yes, this is Bert. It's actually Bertasai Huracan.
No, I like you giving them nicknames, because I will say that, okay, so I'll just be honest about Gooey Cube. If I have a criticism.
So you lie all the time other than this right now?
No, I feel like I'm fairly honest all the time. I'm just going to be honest right now. I'm sorry. I am getting a little slap happy. Okay, listen. The names are awesome, but also sometimes very hard to pronounce. And when you are on the spot, and then it's hard for players too, because you're trying to remember these obscure names.
But everyone nicknames people. It's a very, this is a very common thing.
Have the elaborate name and then have the nickname.
But why do I have to come up with the damn nickname? I mean, I come up with them all the time around here,
Yeah.
And some of mine are kind of complicated, like Mandaroo, right? Or Alamander. Anyway, keep going.
Okay. I'm just saying I like this.
So this is Boris.
Boris, I can
handle
understand.
Boris?
I can handle Boris.
All right, how about this guy, Snurog?
Snurog, I could probably handle some
That's
Snurog.
a bad name. Okay, let's keep going. How about this guy? Can you do this?
No, Drainold. Okay.
Duffy. His nickname is Duffy.
See, I'm enjoying the nicknames.
Okay.
I think this is a good. Okay,
Is she magnificent?
She is beautiful, but I'm sure I'm not going to pronounce her name. Ilnaya
Falmathra.
You say it just rolls off your tongue.
And go back to Vernon.
Vernon I could do.
Look, he's just fantastic. Fantastic. Benjo did this one.
This is a great.
And I told him, I gave him a little background about Sundestia and trying to bring this thing that we're trying to do with inspired by our world, right? And he threw me back some sketches, and I was like, Benjo, you are the man.
There's some intensity. I want to see this character other places.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
It would be fun if you meet someone in this campaign, and then I don't know. It could be hard though, because if you kill them,
right?
But then they show up in Darkenhaven.
They can't be showing up later if you've killed them.
You have to take some notes on who you've destroyed. But it would be fun to bring some of our NPCs back to other locations.
Oh yeah, and honestly, you could reuse the portraits. Yeah. It's really not that big of a deal. There's a couple of our dark elven friends, our deeping elves.
Zolva. Zola. Okay. Zolva.
That's easy. How about this one?
Ziprin. Ziprin, I got.
Okay.
He's very blue.
Yeah, he's extra blue.
Okay.
Yes.
Drawn. Well, these names are not as hard. Some of them are. In Shadows and Genzicon, some of them are a little rough. Soondrath.
Yeah, because the two U's sound like a double O, right?
Yeah. This one is
Kondo.
I'm sorry, now we're just going out showing portraits and listing names. I don't know how amusing this has become. So anyway, we should probably sign off.
No, we're good.
It's 11:20.
Oh my goodness. I hope you enjoyed it, my friends. Thank you. You're going to love. Wait, one more thing. Let's just finish on that big map down there on the right-hand side, Camera Mandy. I don't care which one you bring up. It doesn't matter. One is a little more GME, and the other one, you got to zoom in a little bit because this is it, right? Because there's two different versions. So this is the 17 by 22 poster maps that we did of the Mornwood Fringe. And Edvard did these, and I've showed them before. I've put up pictures of them, but they are just spectacular. Just spectacular. And of course, we're giving everyone who backed the campaign something they didn't even know they were getting, which is that Mornwood region map, which we are having Edvard. He's almost done with it. It's so good. So that's one of them. And then the second one is the one below, if you go to the other one.
I'm going. There we go.
And there's map 2. And that, of course, has, if on the far left-hand side, you can see the shallow grave and all of this. And this will abut right up against the 2 Darkenhaven maps that come out of the box set.
I know metagaming-wise, sometimes putting a map like this in front of your players gives them a lot of information that maybe they don't need. But I will say, as a player, this helps me personally.
I always I have no problem putting these in front of players. I have no problem putting...
it helps me make decisions.
Yes, I have no problem putting numbered maps, right? And I always tell my players, you need to understand something. Do not expect, because there is not something marked or numbered on a map in a certain area, that there is not something there. Mm-hmm. Because I always have all of my soon-to-be-placed things in my GM's bag, right? Always. So no game would be ever the same either in the way it works, right? But I just, Edvard and our maps, Camera Mandy, I am in love.
I will make an announcement. In the new year, we are putting all of our maps on these blankets and these gamer things that, thankfully, Riley found this great website. Yes. And the Darkenhaven map turned out so good on that gamer's map. We're going to do all of our maps because they're less expensive than our PVC. The maps are beautiful in the 6 mil PVC, but they're very pricey.
Very expensive.
Whereas the gamer's maps, or if you get a blanket, if you get one of the blankets, you can literally just fold that up. Yes. You can use it as a blanket, or you could throw it on your table and show all the map stuff. And they're a bit more durable than, the folded paper ones. Yes. And so anyway, come the new year, that's on our Asana list.
And 2024 is going to be a fun year. I mean, we're going to open with Guys and Gax. We'll be going to Genghis Khan in February, right?
GaryCon in March. And we only have those 3 conventions on the docket right now.
Yeah.
And Gen Con in...
I really want to try to get into PAX Unplugged.
Yeah, that's one of my goals. If anyone has a connection there, please let me know. So, anyway.
Yeah, I want to get into PAX Unplugged.
I just lost my earphone.
And then we'll see what... can you hear anything?
It's fine. We're about to wrap up.
Any questions on the chat before we go?
Let me double check. I want a blanket of Darkenhaven. That's currently, I think, up on the website right now, Randy. Mm-hmm. Mine would get full of dog hair. That's fair. Don't look at my leggings right now. With the big PVC, the big PVCs will still be available. We'll just have more options.
Yes, because I like the big PVCs because I put them in. They're all the same size. Yeah. I can store them in the flats. It's perfect. Yeah.
We're just trying to add more options, especially with our maps, which we spend a lot of money creating.
Yes.
Having options is great. Also, audiobooks. That is on our docket. Yep. Show of hands for those that use gaming mats as a tablecloth year round.
Oh,
that's great.
Yes,
that's awesome. Yeah. When we expect Camera Mandy to join us for dinner next year, when we go, oh, wait. Then we expect Camera Mandy to join us for dinner next year when we all go to the Benchleydale.
Oh, yeah, Benchleydale.
Well, I'm down. I don't know what it is, but hey, I'll be there. Okay, sounds good. Okay, well, I think that's pretty much it, and we have gone way long.
Thank you for staying with us. If you stuck with us, I hope you enjoyed it. Blood for the Con really is a great.
We should do more of these, like where we show off.
Do you like this? I mean, is this a good thing to do, or because I feel like it spoils it for players, and then they got to leave, you know?
Well, I mean, we don't do them all the time, but it's kind of nice to go through the materials and see how they're all. We didn't even hit the GM's reference.
Well, you know, and to speak the truth, you know, I'd love to take folks on a tour of the Darkest Dream.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
I would love to take them on a tour of the Darkest Dream, and maybe we can do those maybe as videos that are just stream videos, so you don't have to edit them, right? Just
well, Corey already has a whole series of them up on our Gooey Guild YouTube.
That is true.
So, and actually, we have to go because I have to go meet Corey because Corey has a cool new RPG version of Deck of Perilous Fortuity he's going to show us.
There's some amazing things coming in 2024, beginning with our wonderful Genghis Khan, and then Guys and Gax happening in the same time frame after the first of the year, and then I'm really hoping we're going to get Monstrica and Sundestia, and of course chapters 6 and 7.
Asterisk.
And of course, chapters 6 and 7.
Chapters 6 and 7, and all the rest of the things. I have a whole list. So anyway, all right.
My friends, happy Saturday to you. We'll see you next Saturday if you can come join us. Tell friends about us. Make sure you're telling friends about this wonderful contributors thing that we're doing, and Guys and Gax, and this is going to be a wonderful, fun year for all of us. And I can't wait to see as many of you as possible as we can see at Genghis. And may all your adventures be sticky. Yes, Camera Mandy?
Indeed.
All the time. Bye-bye now.